Hey, how you doing there? It's Keith Hayden, the digital novelist, here to help you write your novel in as quick as possible and in the best way possible that's good for you. If you like my stuff, wherever you're seeing this video, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. As you can see, I'm out of my temporary situation. I'm into a more, let's say, semi-permanent situation. We'll see if this one sticks. But I wanted to do something cool because I wanted to put out a video today, but I'm not really in the mood to make a really long video or a brand new video. So I thought I'd bring you something from the archives, so to speak. It's a video I made a couple of weeks ago while I was on vacation, and I think it's a really good video. And I hope you get something out of it and it helps you with your novel. So I'm going to do this reaction video style. I've never made these types of video, but I'm going to play it and watch it as you watch it. And I'll try not to be annoying and pause it too much, but let's get into the video. Hey there, it's Keith Hayden, the digital novelist, author, and publisher of 5 print books in 2024. Currently working on my 6th, called Gates of Okinawa. If you're an aspiring novelist, then you want to check out my website, keithhayden.net, where you can find me documenting my entire journey writing this book. What I'm going to talk about in today's video is how to be an undefeatable novelist. I love that title. How to be undefeatable. Yeah, I just thought it was a pretty fun title, and I don't know. I just came up with it. Let's continue. How to be undefeatable. I'm here in sunny, beautiful Fiji. Here bringing this video because I got up early this morning, really early, 2 o'clock, and I just had these ideas for my story flowing. But let me tell you a quick story. So when we got here a couple of days ago, there were 2 problems. Well, actually there were 3 problems. The first one was that I was dog sick. I was really, really sick, and I was just not feeling well. Fun fact, I was still very sick as I was filming this video, and of course you can't tell, but yeah, I turned out to be a pretty bad sickness. I wouldn't know how bad it was until I actually left Fiji and got back home. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was fortunate. I shouldn't have even been making a video. I should have been lying myself down. On the flight over here was a pretty long flight, and that was the first thing. You can tell my voice is a little bit scratchy. Maybe you can tell. Maybe you can't tell. So that was the first problem. So we drive, get all the way over here to this resort, get in the room, and the second problem hits me. We don't have Fiji plugs. So the plugs look different here than they do where we were, and they look like they bent in, they like kind of triangle, like the little mouth at the bottom. That's why I call it the little mouth. So we didn't have that. So what does that mean? That means we can't charge the phone. Okay, that's another problem. Third problem, where we're at, in one of these little bungalows here, Wi-Fi is up there. We're down here. The Wi-Fi is not bad, but it's kind of spotty. It doesn't really reach all the way to the room. So all of this added up to all this time I've been writing on my phone. If you've watched some of my videos, if you read some of my blogs, you know I often write on my phone. I'm very comfortable writing on my phone. I wrote almost my entire first novel, Serious and Limnic, on my phone. So now I can't write. So I wrote, when you're making these videos, and I like to make my videos a single take. I don't like to do editing. 1, because I'm not very good at video editing, and 2, it just takes a lot longer to get videos out when I do a bunch of editing. So there's a couple of missteps in these videos. I did not write almost my entire novel on my phone. I wrote a good portion of it because I was working at the time. And of course I wasn't sitting here at my desk and able to write like I normally do. But it is a great skill to have, to be able to write on your phone, because how often do you get pulled away, or you've got to be away from home, things like that. It's very nice to have in your skill and you have in your novelist toolkit.
right on my phone because internet doesn't work. I can't get my cloud drive. And for a split second, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, I've been working on my novel, got a fantastic streak going. I'm not ready to give it up. So what do? What do you think I did? That's right. I did it old school. I busted out a pad, I busted out a pen, and I got writing. And since I started, of course, I can't continue doing exactly what I was doing. But the first thing I ask myself when I'm in that type of situation, and maybe you've been in this situation too, where you're not in your ideal setup. And you got to figure out, you got to make a move. I always ask myself, well, here's all these things I can't do, but what can I do? What can I do now, given my limited resources, my circumstances, which, of course, I'm here at this beautiful place, which is not all bad at all. It's great. But for me, as a novelist, I want to continue working. I want to keep this momentum going on my project. So instead of editing, like my plan was, I have rewritten the first 3 chapters of Gates of Okinawa, and they're just down on my notepad. I haven't been able to do any extra videos like this in a couple of days because, like I said, haven't been feeling well and the weather wasn't that good, but now it's beautiful and it's better. So what I want you to take away from this video is that to be an undefeatable novelist, you've got to be working when you can work, when it's your time to work. I understand not everybody can work every day. But you've got to make sure that you have options for any situation. If you don't have paper, you can write on napkins. You can write on the backs of magazines, whatever. These types of things are everywhere. Anything that you can make a mark on, you can write. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to have, I saw somebody go up to the counter and ask for a sheet of printer paper. And I don't know what she was going to draw or write or whatever. Maybe it was for her kids or something, I don't know. But there's always something that you can do. Because let's be honest, I know how some of you be, and maybe this is how you are. When you sit down to write, you got to have ideal circumstances. Like you got to be at a place like this. You got to light a candle. You got to boil coffee. You got to make tea. You got to pet the dog. You got to say hi to your mom or your dad or your husband or wife or whatever. You got to feed the bird. You get what?
This is all ad lib. There's no scripts for these people. Who's the script writer here? Who's writing this shit? There's no scripts. It's just me making up stuff. And I did this one time, mainly to practice where I was going to walk, because where I was at was pretty small. It was a pretty confined area. So I was like, man, I don't want to end up walking into the ocean or something. So I kind of mapped it out. I did like a dry run. But man, the ad libs that came up the first time were so funny. But then I messed up on the intro. I messed up on certain things. And, it's one take, right? So you got to this is theater. You got to get it done the first try. If you fuck up, then, it's too bad. Let's continue.
I'm being silly, but you get what I'm saying. There's always something you got to do and get in this mode of writing. But to be prolific and to actually get your stuff done, because the hardest part of writing a novel, I'm going to tell you this, real talk, the hardest part is showing up every day. It's not
real talk.
It's not the prose, it's not your tricks with English or it's none of that. It's being able to show up every day and make sure that you're getting something on the page or on the screen, or whatever you're doing, whatever medium you're using to write. That's the most important thing. Because eventually you will finish. It doesn't have to be consecutive like the way I'm doing it. Some people people can't go this hard, I understand. But you should be consistent to where if you're showing up every other day, if you're showing up whatever your cadence is, your battle rhythm is, then you will eventually finish in that allotted amount of time. Of course, the more time that you can put in, the faster you will get done. And that's where I'm at now. Today is day 77 of working on Gates of Okinawa in some way. Either ideation or actually writing chapters or revising. Really, I've been trying to put pen to paper or to screen, fingers to screen, every day. And it's really been rewarding, and the story stayed top of mind to where even though I'm at this point, I'm not going to go into exactly what I'm doing with the story right now because it involves a lot of rewrites. I'm essentially rewriting the entire thing from scratch to make it into a horror novel. And that's a whole different video. But I just wanted to make this quick one while I had a minute. I'm going to go get some lunch. But what did you think of this video? Are they helping you become a better novelist? My mission with Digital Novelist is to bring novel writing to more people. To get you, if you have an idea for a story that you want to put out, and you don't need to write a 1,000-word War and Peace. You don't need to write that. You can write a 10,000 word. Technically, a novel is 50,000 words.
So I really messed up on this part. Of course, War and Peace is much longer than 1,000 words. And I meant to say you don't have to write like 100,000, like tens of thousands of words or something like that. You know what I mean. You don't have to, the point is you don't have to write something long for it to be, technically it wouldn't be a novel if it's not 50,000 and up, but that doesn't really matter. You just write the story that you feel, that's on your heart, that's on your mind, and the length, whatever. You still have a work of fiction, that's your ideas, that's yours, and you can do whatever you want with it. Nobody can ever take that away from you. That's what I meant to say.
Enough. But you don't have to hit 50,000. Think of it as a long-form story. That's what I like calling it. If you look at the description of my channel, I say helping people write novels, but long-form stories, because that's what the digital novelist is all about in my eyes. It's rewriting this image that we have of what a novel should be, what stories are, how we tell stories, and realigning it with how we do things now, how we consume media, how we sell media. I'm not just about focusing on prose or these beautiful sentences and paragraphs. I like that. I love writing, and I've actually been leveling up my craft a lot lately. But it's more about finishing, getting your idea out there, and if you are wanting to take it to the next level and actually make money from your story, then that's something that I'm looking into too, because there's too many talented novelists out there, writers, who are not getting paid their worth because they don't understand things like branding or sales or social media. They don't really understand social media. They just get on, make an account, and then they try for a month, and then they boo-hoo, nobody's watching, nobody's clicking, nobody's liking, and the game's changed. I'm not gonna
Boo. That was me. I boo-hooed a couple of years ago too. Nobody looking at my stuff. They ain't click. I've done it. Maybe you've done it too. Everybody does it when they first start. That's just the way it goes.
I'm gonna go into this whole video about this, but the game's changed, and that's what I'm trying to do. Most novelists are very passive. They write and they wait. I don't want you to wait. I want you to actually take action and get your stories out there, and that's what I'm talking about on my website. You can go to my blog, check out keithhayden.net, and you'll find at least 45 days straight of videos like this, blog posts, audio recordings. Check out Gates of Okinawa down in the description. There you'll find not only the original manuscript, which I admit is a little bit rough. It's not the best.
It's more than a little bit rough. I need to take that shit down. It's not ready. It's not good. I need to take that off.
I'll clean it up, But in addition to that manuscript, you will also find the soundtrack, you will find all this behind the scenes footage that will hopefully inspire you and inform you to write a better novel or your very first novel, which I would be happy to assist you with. That's a wrap from Fiji, and I'm out.
Okay, so that was that video. I hope you enjoyed that. I think that's a pretty funny one. I need to put that up in the behind the scenes. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. It's fun to do those types of videos on location, but I'm going to be doing a lot more videos here in my, at least for now, space. Hack Studios is off of the floor and back in a chair, back where it belongs, and I'm loving it. If you're enjoying these types of videos, or you want more advice to help you write a better novel, then go ahead and follow, subscribe, wherever this thing is. And make sure you head to my website, keithhayden.net. I've set up the digital novelist toolkit. I've got a 7-day email course in there. You get a discount on my current Gates of Okinawa, the behind the scenes information, and you get other deals too. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, then I have a very special offer that you're going to want to check out. Check out the link to my website and you'll find it there. I'd love to help you develop your novel. And just like I said in the video, that is my mission here with the Digital Novelist, is to get you to write an original story. Everybody's got at least one in them. I truly believe this, that everybody's got an original story that's completely theirs, that should see the light of day. If nothing else, for yourself, to write your ideas down, to fictionalize maybe a crazy happening in your life, or maybe you've got the next Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings in you. You never know until you try. I want to help you bring that out. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.